rough day, the first week classes started. I'm starting to question if owls care. FAU claims that owls care. But I'm starting to think that these FAU owls don't give a hoot. Not at all. This is how my day went last week. First of all, I'm very serious when it comes to school. I care a lot. I decided to get my syllabus ready at the last minute this semester. And I got stuck in an 8 a.m. class that nobody wants to be in. I have to get up before life should exist, 7 a.m. I drive to school in my Honda, park my car, I get my longboard, and I start cruising to class. And I'm cruising like a cool kid, I'm cruising. With all the new students at FAU though, everybody's walking around like a bunch of ducks, just everywhere. You have to be a skilled skateboarder. You have to bob and weave in between these students while you're skating in class. Bobbing and weaving. And everything was fine until this girl tries to step in front of my longboard. And I could have bobbed, I could have weaved, but I'm thinking, that ain't gonna happen. Nuh-uh. No way. She had to jump out in front of my, she had to jump away from my longboard at the last second. And as I'm looking back, I yell, "Watch where you're walking! I'm skating here!" I'm looking back, and I run over this stick. It gets caught in my wheels. My board stops. I go flying. I hit the ground hard. I mean, really hard. I was sitting there, or laying face down, for about 2 minutes. Not one owl came up to me and asked if I was all right. Not one owl stopped to say, "Hey, can I help you?" I was down for 2 minutes. I could have been dead. I'm starting to think that these owls don't give a hoot. I make it to class. Just before class starts, there's one seat left. In the back of the room, next to this big, beefy guy, like 6'10", ripped, definitely a bodybuilder. And I sit down reluctantly. The teacher starts passing out a syllabus quiz. And I'm thinking, a syllabus quiz? I can't take a syllabus quiz. Who reads the syllabus? So I'm nervous. I don't know what to do, but I bite the bullet. I say, "Well, if I have to, I'll fail this syllabus quiz with dignity. I'll do it." I get my quiz. I'm starting to take it. The bodybuilder next to me, this big guy, he's got the syllabus underneath the desk on his lap. And I'm thinking to myself, he's cheating. How dare him? How could you? To cheat next to Michael Silverberg, I don't think so. I'm thinking in my head, ain't gonna happen. Nuh-uh. No way. I stand up and I say, "Professor, this bodybuilder is cheating." The whole class giggles a little bit. The professor calls the student up to the class, in front of the class, and he's dismissed. He has to leave with an F. I assume he got an F, hopefully. Cheating is not good. I leave class, and I check my watch, and I've got about 10 minutes to get to my favorite Greek restaurant for the breakfast special. And I'm thinking, well, I'm on campus, I'm not in my car yet. I need to really haul butt to get this breakfast special. Like, I really need to go. So I skateboard back to my car, I put my board in my car, I start driving. I start hauling butt. I mean, I'm going about 50 miles an hour. I'm rolling through stop signs. I'm not looking for pedestrians. If you were to walk in front of my car, thinking, "Oh, this, I have the right of way," you would have gotten flat. I get to the restaurant. I open my door, and this car actually pulls up next to me, and this guy gets out and he starts banging on my passenger window. And I'm talking, he's really banging, and that's scary. I close my door, I unroll my window, and this guy's yelling at me, "How could you drive like that? You almost ran me over. You could have cut me off. I could have actually died. How could you drive like that?" And I'm looking at him and I said, "The bodybuilder from class?" And he looks at me and he says, "You?" At this point, he's furious. He reaches his giant hands in my car, his giant arms, and he's trying to grab me, and I'm like, "Oh, whoa, whoa." My adrenaline kicks in. Fight or flight, that kicks in right there. And I think, well, I don't want to hurt this guy. So, flight, I'm about to leave. And I yell, "It ain't gonna happen! Nuh-uh! No way!" And I run out of the car. And he runs to my side. I run around the car. We're running around the car like Captain Mouse. And I'm looking at my watch like, I got 1 minute to get this breakfast special. I walk in, I dash into the restaurant. I open the door, I get in there, and I'm thinking, safety, thank you. And food, thank you, thank you. I go to the register, talk to the lady, I order my special, the normal, and she says, "I'm sorry, we just stopped serving breakfast." The bodybuilder, I'm starting to think these owls just don't give a hoot. The moral of the story is, at FAU, people might walk in front of your longboard, people might cheat next to you in class, but if anybody tries to make you late for the breakfast special, I want you to have this attitude. That ain't gonna happen! No!